Alright, tener que is the first expression I want you to use in the classroom. The basic purpose of this construction is to express or to ask about obligations. And we all have obligations. I do as a parent, as a husband and a teacher, and you do as a learner. So as a learner, you need to ask questions not only of your teacher, but of yourself. And maybe you need to clarify your obligations for yourself and for your teacher in the classroom. The first construct to do that is the question tengo que. So this is the question tengo que, which means do I have to? And the other one is tenemos que. That means do we have to? Most of my students pose the question tenemos que because they all share the same responsibilities in the classroom. Do we have to write this, for example? Or a student might ask, tenemos que saber esto, or tengo que saber esto. Do I have to know this? And this is an important question as a learner because being a student is all about discerning or figuring out exactly what it is that you do have to know and do in the classroom to be successful. So we're going to look at some expressions that I want you to use with your teacher over the next, week or so to see how he or she responds and to see how far you get in terms of being confident with using these expressions. Alright, so we're going to start with preguntas sí o no, which are yes or no questions. These are the easiest ones. You don't have to learn all of them, but they're pretty easy to use, and you're probably going to come across situations where you could use them. So the first one is, ¿tenemos que escribir esto? Do we have to write this? Or ¿tenemos que copiar esto? Do we have to copy this? The second one, ¿tenemos que entregar esto? Do we have to turn this in? Do we have to turn this in? The third, tenemos que saber esto para la prueba, and you can just stop it at tenemos que saber esto. Do we need to know this? Para la prueba means for the quiz. And lastly, tenemos que terminar esto para la tarea. If you're working on an activity at the end of class, this is one that you can ask. Do we have to finish this for homework? Tenemos que terminar esto para la tarea. So practice these. Use one a day maybe in the classroom and see how your teacher responds. See if she notices or he notices you using Spanish a little bit more. The next, series of questions is preguntas abiertas, which are open-ended questions. These are a little bit tougher because the answers are not going to be near as straightforward. ¿Qué tengo que estudiar? What do I have to study? ¿Qué tenemos que hacer? What do we have to do? And ¿qué tienes que hacer? If you're talking to a friend, asking what they're doing today, you could say, ¿qué tienes que hacer hoy? What do you have to do today? The last section, the last series of questions, and not really questions, actually they're explanations or excuses. If you didn't do your homework, you could say, ay señor, yo tuve que trabajar. I had to work. And this is the past tense, tuve que. Tengo que is present, tuve que is past. No tarea, por favor, tengo que practicar hoy. No homework, please, I have to practice today. Tengo que ir a la oficina de consejeros, or tengo que ir a wherever. I have to go, in this case, to the counselor's office. And lastly, tuve que hablar con el señor Longo. If you come in late and you were talking to a teacher, you could say, tuve que hablar con, and then name the teacher. I had to talk with señor Longo. All right. The conjugations. Now, it's always a good idea to learn the conjugations and to practice conjugations, but it's not the be-all to end-all, especially for speaking. You're going to go through, a process of speaking, so it's most helpful and most useful just to learn expressions. Learn those questions that we just went over, and then go through and say, all right, well, what is it I'm exactly doing? So present tense, yo tengo que, I have to. This is going to be the number one. Yo and nosotros. These two are called first person because they include you, and you are the most important. So learn these first. Yo and then tú. Yo and then nosotros. Secondly, I would learn either tú or usted because these are what you're going to use for your friends, tú, or the teacher, usted. And then go on to the past tenses, tuve que and tenía que. Now you can learn more about the difference between past and imperfect, or preterite and imperfect, in a different series of videos, but basically it's this. Tuve que means I had to, and it insinuates that I actually did it. So yesterday I had to go to the store. If I say yo tuve que ir a la tienda, that means I actually did it. If I say yo tenía que ir a la tienda, I could have, I might not have. It's just a simple description of what I had to do. There's no connotation as to the task was accomplished or anything like that. But the highlighted ones are the ones that you should focus on first, especially in high school level. All right, and that should do it for the verb tener. We'll go on to ir plus a in the next video.